Berman and Dean Ouellette with the Real Estate Tube here with Jason Berman. Jason is a lender up in Colorado and is running Real Estate Blog World this year. And Jason, if you could start off by telling us when Blog World is and how people can attend.
Thanks, Dean. Thanks for having me on your inaugural kickoff for this thing. I think it's pretty cool. Blog World. reBlogWorld World is October 14th. It's at Mandalay Bay in their convention center, their convention facilities. And then it's reBlogWorld World is actually a conference within a conference. So we have a track that we get to put on for real estate folks, real estate professionals, all sorts of people that are interested either in working with real estate professionals or are one. And then the next 2 days is Blog World. So it's Blog World basically is kind of incubated a bunch of different tracks. They've got food bloggers now, and the God bloggers, and the military bloggers, and the video bloggers, and the real estate bloggers, and we're all kind of congregating around this event for 3 days in Vegas. And the goal is to have a lot of fun, which isn't very difficult to do in Las Vegas, and learn some stuff. So that's essentially what it is.
How many people are you expecting to show up for the reBlog World?
Not sure yet. Last year we had about 140 people. I haven't looked at a registration report. I'm not looking at them right now. Last year I got a little over the top and obsessed about it, and this year I'm not. So I think we're going to get a good turnout. I think we just had a huge announcement last week with the Greater Las Vegas Association of Realtors, and we're trying to get the word out to more folks in the Las Vegas community about the event and get folks that are in the real estate community there to show up. So I think we'll get some traffic there. We have our hardcore group. It seems like every year we get a good, anywhere from 30 to 50% return rate on prior attendees. Some people that didn't come last year are coming back this year that came the first year. So, I'm not sure. I think we're going to get a pretty good turnout. I think the other thing our content this year is pretty strong, and so I think we'll draw people from the other tracks on that Thursday. I think, last year we had Gaylord DeWald do an analytics session, and it was one of the biggest, most attended sessions for that particular day, and we had speakers from all over Blog World that were coming in to sit in his track. So we're doing more sessions like that this year. More presentation style sessions. We really want to get back into that and away from the panels. And so we'll see. I think we're going to have a good turnout. I'm excited about it. This has been an interesting year. We've definitely grown the concept, and I think we've started to focus in on really what our niche is, which is helping real estate folks build better blogs.
Now, if you're talking to a real estate agent who's on and off blogging, what would you tell them why they should come?
I think we have content that you're not going to get at your typical real estate conference. We kind of cater towards a little bit more of a sophisticated professional, someone that's willing to roll up their sleeves and jump in and do things. And I think if you are blogging, or if you're interested in starting a blog, you have to have that kind of a mindset and mentality to actually do it. You're not going to have people holding your hand. There's a lot of people you can engage to help you build it, but you have to kind of take that initiative. And so we try and cater our content towards that type of attendee. We're focusing this year on plugins. Brian Solis, who we're thrilled to have this year, is going to be doing a session on content creation versus content sharing. It's really easy to share content and build a community, but a lot of folks are good at sharing content, but they're really scared to create content. They're scared to write their own stuff. They're scared to get themselves in front of camera and do things. And so, we're trying to cater sessions that will help those people overcome some of their hurdles. Time seems to be a big issue. So Garen Selikin's doing a session on how to create just a schedule where you continually are putting out fresh, creative, innovative content to draw traffic to you and your site. I think there's a lot of things that distinguish this. That the content is great. The other thing that you have access to people at this event, unlike, South by Southwest is blown up. It's huge now, so it's difficult to go up to somebody that you read online and talk to them about things that you have questions about or you just want to get their opinion on. BlogWorld's different. You can go up to Chris Brogan. You can go up to Brian Solis. You can go up to these people and have a conversation with them, 5, 10, 15 minutes, and feel like, I made a connection there. So I think that that's something that separates this event from other events. And then you've also got Vegas, and it's just a fun place to be. It's inexpensive to get there. A lot of direct flights. So there's just a lot of things going for it that make it a little bit different.
Yeah, I think one thing that needs to be mentioned is one of the best parts last year for me was going into the expo center with all those vendors there. They're there to sell their products, to push their products. But I learned about so many new tools that were available that I had no idea, and how I could integrate them into my business, and working with different video companies and that sort of stuff. And I think that is one of the best parts that people may not realize is the expo center.
When you came back, I'm curious to ask you this. When you came back from the event, how did you approach aggregating your thoughts and your ideas and all the things you learned? What was your post-op, system? I think people are looking, I think when people go to these things, they don't realize all the opportunities that are there for them to grab onto, like you just mentioned, the expo hall. Absolutely, it's like a great place to pick up innovative, people that are trying to introduce their ideas are going to be at that expo hall. And, if you want the latest, most interesting widget, you got to be on it in the real estate game. So, what did you do after you came home to start implementing these things? Did you have a plan or?
Well, I think the biggest problem I had is that I took in so much. There was so much information that was available that I had to narrow it down to, okay, what are the 2 or 3 things that I really took out of here that could really add value to my business as far as sharing video, because I was just getting into video at that time. So learning how to share video, learning how to optimize myself for YouTube, that sort of stuff. So I took those couple of things that I thought were going to add the most value to my business, and I just started implementing those things. Now, there's a lot of things that I probably could have implemented that I didn't, but you kind of have to boil it down from those 44 items down to 2 or 3 that are going to add the most value.
What did you, it's funny that you just said you only got into video a year ago, and look how much you've done with it in a year, and how big your sphere has gotten as a result of using video in your business.
Oh yeah, it's been great. As I think I was telling you before, me and my partner in the last 4 months have gone from 1 listing to, I think we're at 12 now, and 10 out of those 12 were direct calls or emails from people who said, I saw your video online. That's
awesome. That's cool. That's really cool, and it fits for you. I think I've been having this conversation with the folks at the association past couple days about blogging, because there's some people there that are new to the concept and that want to learn more about it. And what if I suck at writing? That's something you hear all the time. And it's like, there's a lot of ways to skin a cat. Sorry to all the cat lovers out there, but there is. And you you're doing some really interesting stuff with video, and you're making it work because it's where you feel comfortable. And I think that's what's interesting. And, people think of blogging as this journal. And it's in a box in a lot of real estate agents' minds and other professionals' minds that it's just a journal, and it's not. It's so much more than that, and you're testament to that. So,
well, at first I didn't feel comfortable at all with blogging. I've been blogging since 2000, doing political blogs. Before it was called blogging, I was blogging. And after writing for 9 years, I was just burnt out. I was writing my real estate blog for a year. I was putting out some good content. I just got burnt out. And I realized that if I wanted to keep putting out consistent content, I needed to do something different. And that's why I got into video blogging. To me, it's a lot quicker and easier. I can get a good quality post up in half the time on video than I can writing it.
So where do you see the searchability of video going in the next 12 to 18 months?
Well, we'll go with that example I just gave. 10 out of the 12 listings that I have right now were from people who said, I found you online. They were not from prior contacts. It's all new contacts. So as long as I think when you're putting it onto a blog, I think you still need to have some text in there. I'll take my 2-minute video and I'll throw in 100 words of good text. It doesn't take me long to write that because I just said it. So I think you need to include that. But, video's the way everything's going. I think more and more people are turning to YouTube. More and more people are turning to video to find things. And you need to, I think you're going to need to be there eventually. All right, Jason, if somebody wants to attend BlogWorld to find out more information, how could they get a hold of you?
Great question, Dean. They can get a hold of me at jason@reblogworld.com. And you can also visit us on Facebook. We have a pretty active fan page that Mike Mueller is rocking right now. We also have our website. That's probably the best source for information. We're updating it daily with new content, reblogworld.com. The thing on there that's actually a really good resource is our networking events page. So check that out. We have all of the events that are going on in the evening around BlogWorld listed there. So except our own, we might have a little meetup planned after reBlogWorld that we'll announce hopefully next week. But there's like 6 or 7 different events on there now for a variety of fun things to go do. So check that out. That's definitely been one of our top destination pages so far.
All right, great. And if somebody wants to go directly to your website, I do have a banner at the top of this site. They can just click on there.
Sweet.
All right, thanks for your time.
Thanks, Dean. Have a good one.